All right, guys, wrapped up for work. So now I'm just going to wrap up with the last of the prints for the fuselage. And in fact, there's only one bit after this that mounts onto the back of this is the motor mount. So that's been sliced, and I've done 10 top layers because this is where the motor mount will go on, so it needs to be fairly strong. Wall line count stays at 1. Bottom thickness we're going to set at 3. Everything else is the same. So let's head that off over to Octoprint. My bike is looking like it needs a ride. Now the sun's getting better. Yeah, so we'll wait for the T's and P's to come up. Temperatures and pressures, in case you're not from the aviation fraternity. So that's good to go. That will print out 2 hours, so that should be around 8:30, well, actually no, 7:30 or so this evening. And I'll touch base with you guys tomorrow when I come back online, and we'll get the last bit to print out, which will be accessories, and it'll be the motor mount. And with this one, in order to get it to work, you have to rotate it around 180 degrees, drop it, and snap to the bed. Just, yeah, there you go. Orientate it, make sure it's okay. And the reason I've done that is so that where it builds up the layers, it will build up a kind of raft in its own right. So rather, if it was flipped around the other way, there'd be a big gap here. I'd have to put a raft in, or also put some support in. But the way to get around that in this particular part, is to turn it around so it'll print up from the other way around, and then it'll build up the layers here. So it'll have a framework coming up from the wall here, in which you can print down on top of. These are things you pick up just through trial and error, really, through practice, little tips and tricks you pick up along the way. Now, this one will require reasonably heavy, thick layers towards the bottom, and equally we'll have to do something about this bits here, but I'll cover that in the next video. So I'm just going to try and keep these short, sharp, and I'll talk about what I'm going to do to achieve that in order to get the thickness in here correct so the screws can go all the way down inside. All right, catch you later.